Troubleshooting your Excel 2003 installation. What do you do if your Excel 2003 does not install either perfectly or easily? First, be sure that your system meets the minimum system requirements spelled out earlier in this chapter. If you don't meet these requirements, you may need to upgrade your machine so that you do, or you need to consider using an older version of Excel, which will work on your system. One thing you might consider doing also is to try installing the program again. If this does not work, you may want to uninstall your current installation before you do so. To do this, you'd go to Windows Start and select Control Panel as you see here, then double-click under Add or Remove Programs, and from the currently installed programs list, find Excel. For example, my Excel was installed as part of Microsoft Office Professional Edition 2003, so I could click Remove. Once this process has actually taken place and the existing installation has been removed, then you should be able to go through with a successful reinstallation without any hitches. You may also want to try closing all applications and documents that may be open on your desktop when you're trying to perform the installation if you've not already done so. You may also want to consider a step we talked to you earlier about restarting your system and then trying the install, just in case something that's been open and problematic on your system may be preventing Excel 2003 from installing properly. However, if you're noticing other problems on your system, for example, your PC tends to lock up frequently or otherwise misbehave, you may want to try to get to the root of the problem before you try to install Excel. There may be something wrong with your memory, or maybe your disk is badly defragmented, or some other problem, for example, with your Windows installation itself that may be causing problems, and you really will need to address that before you get into installing Excel 2003 successfully. However, there's another resource that I want to tell you about, and some people know it and use it every day, and other people don't know about it, and that's the Microsoft Knowledge Base. Now, you can get to the Microsoft Knowledge Base by using the various options you have for getting to Microsoft Office Online, which we're going to talk about in the next chapter. However, you can also just load your web browser. Here, we'll close out of Control Panel. You load your web browser and you type in the URL http://search-support.microsoft.com. This takes you to the Microsoft Help and Support main page, and from here you can choose to search the Microsoft Knowledge Base. This is a great option because it allows you to look through known problems and issues with all of Microsoft's products, including Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and Windows. So here, once you get to the search-support.microsoft.com main site, you click Search the Support Base. It'll prompt you to ask you what product you want help with. When we get to it and it opens, we'll choose Excel 2003 from the list. Here, select a Microsoft product. Let's look down here for Excel, and you'll see they've got a lot of products. Excel 2003. And you can now type in a keyword for which to search on a problem. And since you're having a problem, let's say with your installation, you might type installation. All you have to do is press enter, or you can make additional choices, for example, limit or exceed the number of articles it would normally search through at one time. A date range, for example, only articles that have appeared this year, or you can limit search to full text or title only. And then you'd click the green rectangle containing the arrow to perform the search. Now, because of my slow internet connection, this may not come up before we finish, but once it finishes its search and it finds matches, it will give you all the matches for anything that has to do with installation regarding Excel 2003. Look through the article, see what it suggests, see if there's something that might apply to your system, and see if you can correct the problem yourself. And here's a tip. You can use this for help for all of Microsoft's products. I use it a lot for getting Windows assistance or for other Microsoft products, including Internet Explorer. It's a great resource. It's free. Use it. Here you'll see the summary of results we found on Microsoft Knowledge Base.